Hello, everyone. My name is Ohio Muna. I am a lecturer and academic based in Leicester, in the Midlands of England. And as we talk about men's health in this very important week, I just wanted to share a few thoughts and experiences about why it's important to take men's health very seriously. Especially with all that we've been through as a community, both locally, nationally, and internationally. It's been very challenging for literally everyone, for families, and no more so men, and of all ages, young, old, students, those who are working, and irrespective of your background, your ethnicity, your occupation. One thing that has connected us in this period of the global pandemic is that we have all had to go through or experience intense levels of emotion, uncertainty, change, disruption in ways we've never done before. And it's very important to talk about these things and to make sure that we do not kind of keep it, internalize it, and sometimes allow ourselves to be consumed by the emotions we're going through. And why is this important to men? Because men tend to be very closed, or at least that's how men are kind of categorized, closed in terms of their emotions or expressing their emotions. And this is very dangerous because think about it. Perhaps, you've seen or heard of people who have had to go through depression, deal with issues relating to, in terms of relationships, difficult relationships, and how do we cope? How do we get out of the lockdowns? Because even though the lockdowns may be lifted in terms of the physical lockdowns, some of us have gone into a trench mentality, have gone into lockdowns in our minds. And coming out from the physical lockdown in itself does not translate to liberation or emancipation from the lockdowns that we have entered into emotionally. And if you don't talk about these things and how you're feeling and how you're doing with having to perhaps work from home or lose your job, lose your family, or lose your sanity, then you are far from coming out of this pandemic better. But there is hope. And, having an opportunity to have a week to reflect on these issues is very significant, because it's a time to just perhaps ask the very important question: how are you doing? So I've said to myself a number of times during this year plus, period of isolation and lockdowns and uncertainty and fear, how are you doing, Ohio? How are you doing as a man? How are you doing as a father? How are you doing as a husband? How are you doing as a member of the community? For instance, I've had to think about things like, how do I get back into relating with people, in public spaces? Because a lot has changed in that regard. So please, I'm speaking to every man and I'm speaking to myself. The pandemic has affected everyone, but has affected everyone in different ways. So you need to relate with and be very clear about what and how you've been affected by the pandemic. Talk about it. Find a support bubble. Speak to people who can help you. This is the time. This is not the time to be alone. This is not the time to isolate yourself mentally. This is the time to talk about the issues and the challenges you're facing and find people who can help. For me, for instance, I can say for you that as my faith has really helped me. My faith has helped me to be able to deal with the issues and deal with the stress, because everyone has been through some form of stress or the other. So what is that thing that helps you? For some people, it's exercise. For some people, they just missed interactions. So as we come out from the lockdown, the physical lockdown, we need to ensure that we come out from the mental lockdown also. And we should come out stronger, better, and we should be, as men, more vulnerable, being able to speak about the issues we deal with and, you know, trust that people would not judge us as being weak or as being too emotional. If you need to be emotional, please be emotional in this season, because your health matters. We need you to be okay, because your contribution to communities and families is significant. So as we reflect for the rest of the week, think about your health. Think about your mental health. Cheers.